Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving straight into the financials, specifically Nepal's national level development banks.
Right.
We've got that Mariligeni.com article from April 20th. It looks at their results up to the third quarter.
Yeah, the unaudited ones.
Yeah.
It gives a pretty current snapshot.
Exactly. So the idea here really is to pull out the key stuff for you. Which banks are doing well, who's growing, what's the general vibe, without getting totally swamped by numbers.
Absolutely. Consider it the cheat sheet. And the first thing that jumps out is the overall picture.
Okay.
The combined net profit for all 8 of these banks, well, it went up slightly.
Yeah.
About 4.35% compared to last year.
Okay. So a little bit of growth overall.
A little bit, yeah. But that number kind of hides the real action, which is what's happening bank by bank.
Right, the individual stories. So let's get into that. Who's actually earning the most profit right now?
Okay, so leading the pack is Garima Bikash Bank.
Garima, right?
Yep. For the first 9 months of this fiscal year, their net profit came in at 733.4 million rupees.
733.4 million. That sounds pretty solid. Is that up from last year? Are they growing?
They are, yeah. That figure is actually a 7.32% increase compared to the same 9 months last year.
Okay, decent growth then.
It is. And what's quite interesting here is that this means there's been a change at the very top.
Oh, so they weren't number one before. Who was?
No, last year, same period, it was Muktanath Bikash Bank holding that top spot for profit.
Muktanath. Okay, so where are they now?
They're now second. Still strong, mind you, with a net profit of 724.8 million rupees.
Okay, so not far behind Garima at all, but still, a drop from first place.
Exactly. And this is maybe the more significant point for Muktanath. Their profit actually went down.
Oh, really? By how much?
Quite a bit, actually. 16.86% lower than the previous year.
Wow, okay. 16% down, while Garima is up over 7%. That's a big swing.
It really is. And it makes you wonder what's behind that. Is it maybe higher operating expenses?
Or maybe loan issues, non-performing assets.
Could be. Or a shift in their strategy, perhaps. Definitely something causing that decline when they were the leader before.
Yeah, food for thought there. Okay, so we have Garima at the top, Muktanath dropping slightly. What about the other end? Who had the lowest profit?
That would be Lumbini Bikash Bank.
Lumbini, okay.
Yeah, their net profit for this period was 49.7 million rupees.
49.7 million. Okay, so quite a difference compared to the top earner.
A very significant difference, yes.
All right, so that covers the absolute profit levels, high and low. But you mentioned growth earlier. Garima had decent growth, but was there anyone who really, shot up?
Oh, absolutely. If we're talking about growth percentage, then Jyoti Bikash Bank is the one that really stands out.
Jyoti, okay, what did they manage?
Get this, their net profit surged by 101.14%.
Whoa, wait, over 100%.
Yep, more than doubled. Went from about 152.4 million last year to 306.6 million rupees this year.
Wow. Okay, that is seriously impressive growth. Doubling your profit. What are they doing right?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or, well, the 150 million rupee question in this case.
Oh, right.
It suggests, maybe they found a really profitable niche or executed a strategy extremely well, or perhaps benefited from some specific market condition. But yeah, dramatic stuff.
Definitely the headline for growth. But it wasn't all good news across the board, was it? You mentioned the overall profit only grew slightly.
That's right. It wasn't universal growth. The article points out that 3 of the 8 banks actually saw their net profits fall during this review period.
3 out of 8, okay. And we already know Muktanath was 1.
Correct. And another one we need to mention specifically is Lumbini Bikash Bank again.
Ah, the one with the lowest profit. Did their profit also fall the most?
Yes, exactly. They have the largest percentage decrease in net profit. It dropped by a huge 85.45%.
85%. Ouch. That's a massive hit.
It really underscores the diversity of performance here. You've got Jyoti more than doubling profits, and then Lumbini seeing theirs almost wiped out compared to last year.
Yeah, it really shows you can't just look at the sector average, can you?
Not.
So let me just quickly recap for listeners, make sure we've got the key players straight. Garima Bikash Bank, now the most profitable.
Okay.
Jyoti Bikash Bank, the star grower, doubling profit.
Yep, highest growth.
Muktanath Bikash Bank slipped to second and saw a noticeable profit decrease.
Correct, down about 17%.
And then Lumbini Bikash Bank, lowest profit and the biggest percentage drop.
You got it. That sums up the extremes pretty well.
Okay, so the big picture then. Overall profit for these 8 banks is up a tiny bit, like 4 point something
Or
percent.
0.35%, yeah.
But underneath that, you've got some banks doing really well, one growing like crazy, and others facing, well, significant challenges.
Precisely. And that's the key takeaway, I think. For anyone trying to understand this part of Nepal's financial sector, you have to look deeper than the headline number. The individual bank stories are really varied.
Yeah, it's definitely not a monolithic block. So Garima's leading, Jyoti's rocketing up, Muktinath's slipped, Lumbini's struggling.
That's the landscape right now, based on these Q3 figures.
It really brings up a big question, doesn't it? Like, why such different results?
Exactly. That's the next level of analysis, isn't it? What are the underlying drivers?
Is it broad economic factors hitting some banks harder than others? Or is it specific management decisions, maybe? Strategic choices?
Could be all of the above. Maybe regulatory impacts, loan portfolio quality differences becoming more apparent, market positioning. Lots of potential reasons.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think. And I suppose for anyone really keen, the next step would be to actually, dig into the full financial reports for each bank.
Absolutely. These unaudited reports would offer more clues about things like interest income, operating costs, loan loss provisions, all the components that feed into that final net profit number.
Right, to get the full story behind the numbers we've talked about.
Exactly. But hopefully this deep dive gives everyone a much clearer view of the current standings and the key performance trends among Nepal's national development banks right now.
Yeah, definitely a clearer picture than just that overall average. Thanks for breaking that down.
My pleasure.